The price of Bitcoin is starting to get volatile as the Blackrock and Grayscale Bitcoin ETFs potentially might get approved tomorrow morning. Now I say might get approved. It's unlikely that they will get approved tomorrow morning. It's much more likely that they'll get approved at the start of January. But that's not to say that the price of Bitcoin won't rally up to $47,000 next week. I kind of think it will do based off the bunch of things that I'm going to show you in today's video. So if you wouldn't mind, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, just press that button down there. We're growing faster than ever in the community, and that's amazing. The crypto community is growing faster than ever. The amount of people investing in crypto is growing faster than ever. Everything is starting to look so much better than what it has done for the past 18 months, and right now is a good time to be getting involved. In terms of what we're looking at in the crypto markets, of course, I'm going to show you my current open trades. I've got a bunch of them. I'm going to explain what I expect to do because, of course, I expect a lot of volatility throughout the course of tonight. Not really looking forward to it because it means it's going to be another 5 a.m. job for me to stay up all night and watch the thing go apeshit. But yeah, on that note, let's start off with a news article that explains some of my thoughts, and then we're going to get onto the prices. So the first thing to discuss today would be the BlackRock ETF is poised to bring trillions of dollars into the Bitcoin ecosystem. That is an article by The Street. It's pretty interesting. Another article that I found even more interesting than that one is the BBC. They just can't help themselves, can they? Every Bitcoin payment uses a swimming pool of water. How about every single electric car used? There is probably some child that dies mining the lithium that was there to create the battery. We can find problems with everything. How about we find solutions to problems, BBC, eh? Instead of focusing on the negatives all the time, they just love to do it because Bitcoin is attacking the traditional financial system. The reason Bitcoin is so important, the reason Bitcoin is so good as an ecosystem is because it's decentralized. Money is not decentralized. Money is created by governments. Governments create war in order to back the value of that currency. There is no gold standard anymore. Your US dollars, your British pounds, everything. It's created out of thin air, it's worth nothing, and cryptocurrency, well, it's at least worth something. There is the value that is generated in Bitcoin by the cost that it is to mine Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin costs $30,000 a coin to mine, then it's got a base value of $30,000 per coin, and that's where Bitcoin gets its value from. Anyway, back to the charts now. We need to discuss what is currently going on in the crypto markets. These are some of my current open trades, and these are some more of my current open trades. Let's start off here on BitGet. We've got a $78,000 profit on here. I've taken $80,000 worth of profit out of this trade, giving us a combined profit of $160,000. Now, that Bitcoin position is only 2.3 or $2.25 million long at this point. I want to re-increase the size of this trade that I've got here on Bitcoin, and what I'm expecting from this is the CME gap. Now, the CME gap for Bitcoin is currently sat at $39,225 or $39,290, depending on where you take your basis point from. Either way, that is lower than the current price of Bitcoin, which means from my perspective, I'm expecting the price of Bitcoin tonight to come back down to at least $39,200 to around this level right here, which means ultimately a crash, hence why I've not been longing the breakout. However, if we are to break out above this range here, then it's likely that we're going to do some interesting things. And let me show you what's getting really interesting about this right now. This is the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. When Bitcoin's price rises into this range here, you can see the amount of money that's going to get liquidated. That's a $26 million liquidation there, and a bunch more of them. Basically, I added all these up, and it's about $200 million would be liquidated if the price of Bitcoin was to rally up to $40,100. At that point in time, we would then likely crash all the way down to here to around $39,000, creating a bunch of liquidations on both sides to the tune of about $200 million. Now, I'm expecting some serious liquidations on Bitcoin. I don't expect to get a lot of sleep this evening. These are my positions, and let me explain why I don't expect to get a lot of sleep. This Ethereum position here, this is perfectly safe. This is an entry of $2,052. It's about $100 lower than the current price, and it's about $35,000 in a profit, and I've taken $56,000 of profit out of it. This Bitcoin position, again, a really good position, is about $1,000 lower, or slightly more than $1,000 lower than the current price, and that is $26,000 in profit. Those two, I'm not going to have an issue sleeping with. At the same time, we've got this Chainlink trade down here. The Chainlink trade, again, I'm not really going to have an issue sleeping with that. That requires like a 15% drop off in price in order for me to even come back to break even on that, so I'm quite happy with how that trade's going. Got a couple more trades here. Theta, Sun, Pith, Dot, All of those ones, they make me a little bit more nervous, but they're not for as large amounts of money. In terms of the ones that make me nervous right now, again, not even my Bitcoin trade here that's 2.2 million, because that sits $900 below to $39,000 and about $1,500 below than the current market price of Bitcoin. So I'm not going to lose sleep about that. You know, profits fluctuate. It is what it is. I want to re-increase the size of that position because when we do drop down and when we do fill that CME gap, that's where I'll be entering the trade a little bit higher. And so it is what it is. We'll see what happens with them. The Dogecoin trade here is for an insignificant amount of money. We'll see what happens with that. I just kind of went long on it because maybe Dogecoin will pump if everything else is going to pump. In terms of Ethereum right now, Ethereum, I'm $2.5 million long. And this is where we get to the more sweaty kind of positions because a $50 drop off in Ethereum would take me back down to my entry price and cause me to lose a total of $56,000 worth of profit. That would be not so preferable, although I do intend on increasing the size of this trade if the market is looking like it should do. I'm going to talk about that in just a second, so keep watching. Make sure you've slapped a like on this video and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. The Phantom trade that I got open here is $166,000. That one might maybe, you know, it's not great having your deleverage price here. I am absolutely leveraged up to my tits right now in terms of the amount of money I'm borrowing. I'm going to explain that in just a second as well. One, you know, not the best entry in the world. It's kind of from where we're at right now. It is what it is. We'll see what happens with it. It's not a particularly large position. Same goes with Injective. It's a small bit in a loss, but not really anything to be worried about. And this Chainlink position down here, I'm quite bullish on Chainlink overall, and I really expect a lot of things from Chainlink over the course of the next 6 months. But the position currently sits in a $3,100 loss. That is not preferable, and ultimately, I might reduce the size of that trade because, you know, doesn't need to move that much in order for me to lose the $40,000 worth of margin that I've got in that trade. So let's talk about over-margining yourself, over-leveraging yourself, and seeing what happens on the crypto markets. Now, a lot of people doubt that, oh, it's not real money, it's not this, it's not that. Look, I've been trading this account on this channel now for, I've made a video yesterday and now I'm making a video today. But I made a video with this account, if you look back 3 videos ago, same account, and I think it had about 100K in it at the time. Right now, it's got $2,800, that much money in it, $285,000 in it, not 2,800, that'd be horrendous, something terrible would have gone wrong. You can see my 90-day P&L here on this account. You can see that basically it comes from $14,000, we make a bit of profit up to $50,000, then we make a profit up to 156, then it goes back down to a 69, losing basically 100K from the peak, and then boom, out of nowhere, we pump up to $285,000. Now, that is interesting to me. I am trying to run this account into $1 million account from being $50,000. That's what I said I was going to do, and I am going to do that. And of course, if you want to follow along with that, and you want to get involved with what I'm doing here, then all you need to do is go to cryptosavingexpert.com and sign up to the Community Plus plan to join the Discord, or the Premium plan if you want personalized support and one-to-one calls with our experts, and they will help you through everything. At the same time, there is an annual option. It reduces the monthly cost quite significantly. I would recommend doing the annual option. Yeah, check it out. You'll find a link for it in today's video description. That's literally where I post all of my live trades as and when I'm taking them. Literally, I'll be up at like 5 a.m. or something like that, posting trades. Where do you get your value from that? Well, I'd be shocked if any member of CSE right now is A, in a loss, and B, hasn't paid for their membership in the span of a week just trading with a $1,000 account. That's how much money people in that Discord are making right now. If you think about, and I don't mean to be salesy about it, but just from a practical point of view, the value add. If you can triple your account, like I've gone from 50K up to 200 and whatever K. That's a 6x basically on 50K. If you had $1,000 in an account, now you've got $6,000. You've got $10,000, now you've got $60,000. You've got $100,000, now you've got $600,000. That's what we're doing as Crypto Saving Expert. We're focusing on building the wealth of our community, and it's working incredibly well. And speaking of that, altcoins. They're going to be getting absolutely mental pretty soon. But in terms of Bitcoin, let's be sensible now. Let's focus on the sensible aspect of everything, which is A, we broke out of this pattern here. That's amazing news. B, Bitcoin, or rather Ethereum, in terms of its Bitcoin value, is still not pumping up to the upside. I expect that's going to start pumping fairly soon. At the same time, the neckline broke on the Ethereum versus US dollar chart. We put this chart in yesterday's video. It has since broken to the upside, doing exactly what we said it would do, literally at the exact time as well. Like, talk about accuracy. And I hope you all caught that move, because that was a really, really nice move. However, from here, realistically, what can we expect? Well, first of all, I'm going to be placing bids on Ethereum at this level here, a retest of the high at $2,135, because that would be a retest of the high. If we broke back through the neckline, I would be closing my trade, because that would invalidate the theory. At the same time, for Bitcoin, I would be placing my bids at the CME gap, which is about $39,200, and I would be placing my stop loss below this line here, my stop loss sitting somewhere around $38,700. I don't want to be trading it below that range, because it means we break back into the previous trading range. I expect Bitcoin, to be honest, is more likely to break up than break down right now. Just being completely serious. I know people go, oh, it's moon boy. No, shut up. Basically, if you look at this right here, we've got a huge gap in liquidity up to these levels here. That would take us to like $48,000, $47,000, somewhere around that range. And to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me to see it first thing in the morning, even if we don't get that ETF approved. I really am very bullish on the markets right now. I'm preparing a bunch of altcoin content. I'm going to post it to the main channel very soon. Make sure you're subscribed to That Martini Guy on YouTube. That's my main channel. You'll find a link for it in today's video description. If you want to make the best of this market right now, you need to be joining CSE Plus and learning as much as possible. It's not just a Telegram group, or rather a Discord server. It's not just a Discord server. There's a bunch of education, even free education on Crypto Saving Experts website right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on there, learn it. Literally, all the information that's on that website is stuff from my head and from other developers' heads all around the world in order to compile the most comprehensive database of information that you can learn from and make a profit from on the internet. But on that note, guys, thank you all very much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. Slap a like on it, subscribe to the channel. Let's profit tomorrow morning, and I hopefully won't be crying in tomorrow morning's video. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching. Happy Sunday. Watch the main channel this evening. Goodbye.